how to configure or to anchor your right hand. And with the electric guitar, um, so generally what I do is, like, if I'm playing up on the bass strings, I actually have you can see my index finger, you can see the dent that's making. It's hard to see the string, but there it is. But I'll be, I'll be gently kind of touching the E string with my index finger, and then, like, I'm gonna try to just rotate my hand out of the way so you can see. Yeah, the index finger is touching right there, and I can barely feel this part of the bridge with my palm, perhaps. So, yeah, I can feel it. If I move forward to pick up there, I can't feel it anymore. But oh, look at that. I do a lot of this where you can see my fingernails are actually on the pick guard, right? Because I have these dumb fingerstyle fingernails. So, but the fingers they're curled, right? I'm not like this. Like, there's no tension. Um, I'm trying to make that as relaxed as possible, but I'm also relatively close. If I'm trying to play really fast, I'll hold the pick in closer in towards my wrist. Like, if I'm strumming, I'll actually hold the pick out like that, right? So that I can make a bigger arc with it. But if I'm playing single notes really fast, I'll push it in so that I'm holding it more like that, right? So that like the tip of the pick, you can see, is sort of parallel to this middle knuckle of my thumb, because it gives you more control. It brings everything in closer to the axis from which it is moving. Because if I hold it out like this, like, it's extending out from my hand a little bit, so that it's not sort of close into the line of the center of my rotation of my forearm. Whereas if I bring it in tighter like that, like something like that, I can actually get, for really fast picking. It's not that big a deal right now, but while we're talking about it, I wanted to show you this to you, is that how you hold the pick can actually make a big difference. And you can see, like, I'm holding it on the side of my index finger, right? Like, the tip of my index finger is nowhere near the pick right now. So, and so we were talking, I think, a little bit last week about this idea of downstroke escape or upstroke escape. And right now you're practicing upstroke escape like this, with this rotation. So to get that nice and clean, right? To get that nice and clean when I'm uh, on the low E string, yeah, I'll have I can feel, like I was saying, the bridge there. So I'm getting some proprioception, some sense of where I am with the instrument from the bridge and from the fingertips there. I can let the palm completely up from the bridge. You can see it's a half an inch, and I'll do that sometimes too, especially for this tremolo picking stuff that I'm doing right now. But for tighter things, I'll bring it in a little bit closer. So I guess there is a lot of sensation coming from these fingers right there, but they move. They're loose. When you move to the triplet picking,
Yeah.
that there was less rotation than, so when you did the just 2 notes per string, like, it's easy to keep track of the rotation motion that way. But when you were doing, it looked like there was more kind of deviation starting to creep in. It just kind of looked like a little more tense, I guess I would say.
Well, yeah, I was trying to go faster, so
Right. So Um, so yeah, you were saying that if you anchor on the bridge, you tend to kind of do this clock face deviation motion in order to get to
Right.
the little strings. So well, actually, what I will do is, and I'll actually practice this summer or teach people to practice this, is that to play, let's say, as I'm playing on the E string, and then when I come to the A string, I actually sit my palm of my right hand down on the E string. So it damps it a little bit, almost mutes it. And then as I move from the A string to the D string, I will keep sliding it across. So if you watch my motion of my right hand from this perspective, hold on, the hand is coming across this way. Rather than getting it from the deviation of the wrist, I'm actually moving it across from moving the forearm. And depending on how I want to control the tone, I may actually slide it forward as I go down, so to make the tone a little more consistent across the string. So I'll do like, it's not great. I don't think I do that consistently, I guess. I can do it fairly straight across. See it from this way. So yep.
Okay.
Okay. So a couple things to practice. One is just play rest strokes on the bass strings and work on sitting that palm down on the E string as you play the A string. So you can hear right when I play the A string, I shut off the E string, and it forces this kind of motion. You see where my arm is coming down and it's moving. And you can just work on that, alternating between two strings, so you start to get to feel that little neighborhood between the two strings. That's the A and the D string. A, D, A, D, and then D, D. It's just damping a little bit. Not quite as well as I do on the lower strings.
And are you rotating your wrist at all, or you're just pushing through the string?
Right now, I'm just pushing through. I'm actually just,
Yeah. Okay.
because I'm working on the transition, moving from string to string. So, for example, if I go to doing two notes on each string, I'll rotate. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Right. So we were just, this all started with like how to get comfortable with, what to touch, where to know where you are in space. And so I'm giving you a couple ways. That one is with the fingertips here on the pick guard, and the other was you can play around with setting your palm down on the bass strings lower than the ones you're playing. So if you're playing the A string, you can set your palm on the E string. If you're playing the D string, you can set it on the E and the A. And I think that's about as far as I go. Like once I get to the G string, I can do all of the muting because I've only got 3 strings left to go. So I do all of that pretty much with the left hand. But so that's one thing to practice is just like I said, toggling back and forth, working on those rest strokes, and then doing the same kind of thing, just working your way across, possibly even on just open strings. All the way across, just what you're doing right now. You can do it this way too with your pentatonic. But being mindful that you're tracking across a little bit. Triplets. Okay, so if you're playing these three notes per note in the pentatonic, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's when you change strings that you're gonna shift slightly. So you've got 2 notes. Come on, camera. This is where the action is happening, camera. Thank you. Okay, so I noticed this is that on the 3rd strike, when I go 1, 2, 3, I won't play a rest stroke on those first 2. It's not until the very last one. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and on the 6th one, I'll play a rest stroke because then that puts me right there on the A string. And right there, it's sort of like I feel it as this experience of rest stroke, and right when I hit the rest stroke, my arm comes down almost in response to it, it feels like. So on that last stroke, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you make that shift on the 6th one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm thinking about how to do it on the way up. So on the way up, when you're coming from the bottom, or when you're coming from the floor up towards the ceiling, it happens after that. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you have to raise the hand up. See this? 4, 5, 6, and you raise the hand up. Like so. To help yourself focus and notice, just take 5 minutes and go back and forth between 2 strings, right? So you go like, and actually you don't even need to do, you can just take the left hand out of the equation. You can do like this. So make it really conscious, this moment when you change the strings. I'll do it as 6 because we're doing 6. So we'll go 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, and then there's this 7th movement. It's going to happen unconsciously eventually, but when you're coming up, you have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up. And this is a perfect way to practice it, like even saying it like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I'm resting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rest. Oops, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure you're resting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure you're resting. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come up. Louie Louie sounds pretty good. They're getting the muting together, the foot tapping together. It's happening in time. The things to notice, and actually, as you played it through, like it started, like you were more consistent with getting your chords formed and stuff. So it's great. When you are playing the E chord up on the 7th and 9th frets, oftentimes you're getting the open E string ringing out. So like your first finger is
Oh,
muting the
I wasn't
6th
thinking
string.
about that. I was
Yep.
practicing stuff.
Well, in this particular key, it's in the chord, so it doesn't kill you. But if the singer asks you to do it a half step up, it could really start sounding weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing to note about the pop rock riff is that the C chord is on beat 3, whereas the D chord, the D5 chord, is on the end of 2. So it's ba-da-bum-bum, woo-doo-doo-doom, 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2 and like that. And like, something like I probably would play it like I don't know why I can't place that riff. It's right there. But that's how I play it. You really got me thinking the early rock riff number 44, same deal, all downstrokes. Hey, check this out. What I notice is that when I'm playing all these downstrokes, look how I'm holding the pick. We were talking about holding the pick earlier, right? And that I'm holding the pick further out because I'm strumming. But also, I'm kind of using an extension of the wrist motion. It's like it is this motion. I'm like moving my wrist back like that. I'm going to try to show you another angle of that. But and I hold the pick out like this. Let me show you with the right hand cam. I think I can do it like because I'm palm damping it a little bit, which is on the next page, but I can do it without it. See that? Like so. And so it's this. I'm just doing this over and over. Like that. To get all those downs. Like so. Try setting your... There's a little bit of supination, and then just do this. Just... Right? So I'm actually rotated out, so my palm is making contact right now with the strings, but I'm actually creating this, like I said, this extension of the wrist, extension of the hand motion, right? And it's a really good way. It's very different from the other motions we were talking about, but it's a very good way of getting these power chords through 2 strings like that, and to be able to do them over and over again without tiring yourself out.
that.
Yeah, there's a little bit of rotation in there too, but just do this. Go like this. Right? Let's see. See, that's all rotation right now. You're going like this, which we were
Yeah.
talking about earlier, whereas this is, I'm doing this. Yeah, like that. And so in order to make that go across the strings, I'm rotated out a little bit.
Wait, so you're going like that?
When the yep, exactly. The downstroke is out like that. Bump, bump, bump. Lay the palm. So we're going to get into this palm muting thing, which happens a couple pages later, but just gently lay your palm on the strings right in front of the saddles, right? And then just do this. That's it. And so if you want it to be open, you just move it behind the bridge. And if you want it to be palm muted, you put it right in front of the saddles. Open, right? So like here it's open, I'm behind the saddles. Open string sound, and then to put it, to damp it. It's only partially turned out, right? So I'm not totally perpendicular to the strings, because then I wouldn't, the pick wouldn't get in contact with the strings. So
I'm exaggerating.
Yeah. But yep, that's
right.
the
Because
idea.
I'm going because I'm usually going like
right.
that.
Yeah, it's very different than that.
But now you're saying go. You can go
for
like
this
that.
for this thing, for this downstroke, power chord thing. It's great. It's all about having the right technique for the music, for that particular type, piece of music that you're doing.
Yeah, I understand.